Good day, crafty chums. It's Nicky here, aka carsondcat, aka carsondcat's life. I thought I wasn't going to say that anymore. Anywho, you see there's a big lag on my screen there. Right, I'm just going to pop out the chat so I can see it while crafting, see what's going on, and just wait a few minutes to see if anyone's going to join me today. Expect you all lived out. My desk is a mess. I have things everywhere. I was going to do a face-to-face at the beginning, but I look extremely tired and just not sort of like ready to be on camera today. Oh my goodness. Anywho, just wait a few more minutes and then I'll get started, because I don't actually need anyone to be with me to start, but I do need my glasses. Oh, for goodness sake. I had them a second ago. Hi, Eileen. I've just got to go and find my glasses. I must have left them in the other room. Oh, man. Just ignore me. There we go. What a silly Billy. Ah, so how are you, Eileen? I'm blinking knackered. Am I allowed to say that live? I am knackered. Anyway, as I was saying, my desk is a mess because we're doing the Eileen and myself are doing the 30 Days of Inches challenge, and I've just made another video. So my desk is still a mess. Hey. Oh man. It's a mess. I don't suppose it's going to clean up either. Oh dear. Clean as you go along, otherwise it just sticks to it. Oh, I have to try and get some of that alcohol gel stuff to get it off, I should think. Hand cleanser, whatever it is. So I'll put this lamp out the way, it might give me a bit more room. Oh. Try not to knock everything over while I do it. There we go. Wow, that's good. I scheduled my video and it's only me and you then, Eileen. Never mind. Let's see, I was going to do an index card today. However, my other index card album is full. So it must be time for me to make another album. What do you think? I probably need another album. This one isn't there. This one goes in here somewhere. Ah, there he is. So time for, I'm going to make a smaller album this time, I think. I did this one because I thought it was going to be really dimensional. I thought I was going to do dimensional index cards, but I didn't, so I'll make a thinner one. Oh, why not? So I've got this nice coffee pod box, which I'm going to use as the cover. So just got to make sure where this bit is, where it's glued together. Hi Natalie, how are you? So just taking it apart here where this is glued together, try not to ruin it too much, and just make sure, because these will just fit in here. So good to go, I think. Good to go. I would have made some index card today, but I'm sort of like out of puff because of the because we're doing a challenge a day, Eileen and myself. So sometimes you run out of ideas. Ideas. I'm tired. I'm tired, Natalie. So yeah, sometimes the inspiration sort of like dulls a bit when you're doing a challenge a day. It's like, oh, you get a little bit stuck. That and I'm tired, which doesn't help at all. So I'm just cutting off the flips and flaps because it's going to be, I'm going to make this one a straightforward album. I'm going to style it on one I made for my 29 faces. I think it's going to be a bit like that, but I don't know until I actually do it. So I'll just show you what I'm going to style this album on. It's going to be styled on this album here. So of course it's not going to be as thick. But always, if you have a nice little box of something, it's they're always good to make albums with. So I'm going to make it a little bit like this one. And this is paper that was given to me in Iraq, so I've used that. And this one is, as you can see, it's fold out. The pages actually fold out. So like that. So I think I'm thinking of styling the album like on this bit here. So just like that. Just like that. Not like this, but like that. Hi Vicky. Yeah, crafting actually, even, you know, if I didn't make myself craft now, I would just be asleep on the sofa. And it's like, well, I could either craft or I could fall asleep on the sofa. So, you know, it's like, which one should you be doing really? Yeah, crafting. So I'm going to style this album on how I made this one here. It's not going to be super super detailed. What word am I looking for? See, when I'm tired, I can't find words. It's not going to be super precise. It's going to be more, you know what I mean. It's just going to be hey ho. I might leave that because I might need to just check the sizes of these pages. So I'll just leave it out for a minute while I check the sizes. Oh, it's work. Hang on. Be back in a minute. Hello. No, no, I haven't been there.
Higher Point, I think it is, down to Higher Point.
Yep.
They're wanting somebody 2 afternoons a week on Tuesday and Tuesday from 3 to 5.
What day, sorry?
Tuesdays and Thursdays. 3:30 to 5:30.
Yep.
Starting tomorrow. And it's really just to help mum make sure that Jaden has a shower. Not every day, not necessarily on that day, but if she thinks it's a shower day, to assist her. It is teaching him abuse, him and his sister. It's like just spending time with him and teaching him how to play. He had hang on maybe backstep just a little bit, so I can actually tell you what's wrong with him. I shouldn't say what's wrong with him. Say what's wrong with him. So yeah, he has a chromosomal abnormality.
Yeah, sorry folks, more work coming in. Oh man. She might have to phone me back as well just to make sure. So some days I just want a day off. I want a day off. Anyway, never mind. So as I say, I'm not going to be precise in measurements with this one. I am just going to get it to fit. So I'll get the edges as straight as I can, which is always a good thing. Your brain is busy and your body hates you. Okay then. Okay then. Right, so I'm just going to measure that. That's 5.5, and these are 5 3/4. Might be enough already. So that's just a little bit smaller. Might have to take another phone call, so you have to like bear with me if the other phone call comes in. Sometimes there's no escape. Oh man, Vicky, are you sure it's because you weren't on the live stream all weekend? I was working all weekend. I didn't get to go to many. I only saw a couple of bits of the live stream. Just gonna cut that off. And then I'm going to look for some papers. Well, first of all, I'll just think about how I'm going to do the inserts. No, I haven't had a day off since June the 24th. I did a half day today. I started at 7:15 a.m. was my first client. So, but I'm on half days today. Okay. Sat up too long without laying down. Ooh. Doesn't sound too good there, Vicky. So I'm just looking for some papers. Again. See what might look nice. See what I got. Oh, I got these jelly print image transfers I did. They might cover it nicely. It's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, I'd rather have a whole day off though, Natalie, and June 24th since my last whole day off. Since my last day off. It's sad. And then I'm up with I have some very difficult clients as well, so I'm not moaning though. I'm not moaning. Well, not too much. No one likes a moaner, do they? So I just want to make this a little bit mixed media-y. Don't know whether I've got any papers that anyone's sent me. So I'll stick with some mixed media-y things I've done myself. Oh dear, 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 dear. Where was that pencil I just put down 1 second ago? Can you see? Am I doing this for myself? Can you see? Hi, Fiona. I broke my lamp that I usually hang my camera on. What's it called? It's called a man, I'm so tired. No, you can tell when I'm tired because I go quiet. I'm really sorry. I just realised I've gone. See if I've got more book paper. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I was going to use that on something else, but didn't. Ew. I was hoping to find a book paper one, but nope. It's got to be like the same length as well, isn't it? That's sort of like the same colour, so I use that as well. There we go. Matchy matchy. Matchy matchy. I'm a support worker. I do all sorts of things. I do from personal cares, going for walks with someone, reading books with someone, looking after people with wounds, looking after people in care homes. I do all sorts of things. Basically, it can be anything, like someone's had an accident and they've been in hospital and they come home and they're not yet ready to look after themselves. So I do that transition thing between hospital and home. Or I can help someone in a care home who wants that extra personal care all day long and can afford to pay. So I do a myriad of things, some of them more exciting than others. I feel bone tired, actually. I feel like tired to the bone. Yeah, sometimes it's really, really good, my job, and sometimes it's really, really not. It's like that that thing, when she's good she's really, really good, and when she's bad she's horrid. That's my job. Of course, I picked up my shoulder thing with my job as well, so that doesn't make me happy either. So I'm just starting off with the cover. Might as well. Okay, just gonna glue this down. It's going down. Well, actually, I'll put do this first and then put it down. So this will be quite a quick album because I'm not going to be over stressing over, you know, measurements and things like that. We'll try to make it nice, but it's for me. It's just one for me, so I'm not over stressing on it. Just realised I've got to be quite far forward there. I should have really got my little tripod out and put that on my little tripod. Might have been a bit easier. Webcam, that's the word I was looking for earlier. None of you told me what it was. The camera has been webcam. There you go. I knew the word would come to me eventually. Okay, Fiona. Have a good one. I don't know whether I'll still be on. I intend not to be on too long. Thanks for stopping by. Just trimming it down, trimming it down. Okay, so I'm going to reinforce the spine a little bit by just adding a piece of cardstock on here. So we've reinforced the spine this side. She's just an offcut I've got, so I'm not, as I say, I'm not worried about this, but I do want to try and get an equal front and back if I can. There is, oops, there is. See what that looks like. I've gone quiet, haven't I? I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. This is no good. So here I'm just reinforcing the spine. This is probably going to be one of the quickest albums I've ever made. There we go. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Oh, look, this will be inches a little bit later. Look how nice that one is. Inchy papers now. I'm making inchy papers. Just folding it a little bit. I've noticed that when I glue down this this paper here, when it's got the paint on it, it does wrinkle up, which is unfortunate, but never mind. That's the photocopy paper. When it's painted on one side and you glue it down on other things, it has a tendency to wrinkle. But this is just for me, and it's a bit of rough, so I don't mind. It's a bit of rough. Right, what did I do? Did I use cardstock on there, or no? I used paper, so that'll be good. Here it is. Is that phone call I was waiting for? Oh no, it's message. Okay. Wasn't a phone call, they just left me the message, called me back on the message, which is good. That means I didn't have to like go off again. Okay. Let's see. What shall I use here? Have I got anything rolled off bigger? is where all your rolled off papers can come in handy. What you're wanting is a little bit of colour or something. Let's have a look. This will probably end up covered in an index card anyway, so I'm not overly concerned with it. Tell you what, we're having a scorcher of a day here in New Zealand. It's very, very warm. Very, very warm indeed. It's quite shocking, actually. We're all going around wondering what on earth has happened. Yesterday was cold, freezing cold, and today is warm as you like. It's cold in my room. It's actually warmer outside than indoors, and it's so warm you're not going to turn your heating on now, are you? I'm just darkening up around the inside of the cardstock. Just to try and get the edges to darken down a bit. Cardstock. I meant cardboard box. Because this is a cardboard box. This is just in case the paper doesn't come to the edges. It doesn't matter then, does it? Oh, you guys. Cold at 12. Is that cold at 12 o'clock or cold at the degrees in 12? So what we got today, 14 degrees. And it's warm as. It's beautiful. Beautiful, mate. I'm going to have two different types of paper on here, of course, obviously, because these are just jelly print papers. I don't have anything matching, but that's okay. Don't need matchy. Oh dear, isn't it? It's like a summer's day here, 14 degrees. Well, we think it's summer. Man, could almost be a summer's day. Yesterday was cold, but that was because of the wind. It's a really, really cold wind. I'm just piling on this glue. I'm going to have to trim off the edges on here because it does go just slightly over. But as I say, I'm not horrendously worried about it. Oh, look at that. That actually fits quite nicely. Why didn't I use that first? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't use that first. I'd already cut that out for something else, obviously. I hope I didn't want to use it on anything else, because it's too late now. So I'm just going to trim off my edges, and then that'll be excitingly the cover done. Is it? It's okay. It's going to be covered over, and because I'll have an index card over the top of that. Toot sweet. It'll be over it like something like that. It'll be over it. Yeah, yes. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'll have it covered over. That's good, isn't it? I'll probably have to get my trimmer on that. Did you see my scissor didn't want to cut that at all? It's because it's still just a little bit damp from the glue. And I think I may have blunted my blade cutting those inches with all the texture on. All that inchy texture. I went, no, thank you. Be all right once it dries, it'll be easier to cut. There we go. Canberra. Okay, so what I was going to do now is have a look and see. I probably won't be able to make that as long. Oh, right, yeah. So 5 1/4. I'm going to write it down, otherwise I have to keep measuring it, and because I'll keep forgetting it. 5 1/4 5¼ by 7¼ Let's have a look. Okay, dry papers, dry. Down to the big 2 already. Darn. So anyway, I've got this this very colourful paper because I wouldn't use it for anything else. I was given a load of paper for my birthday, and normally when I do card making, things like that, I use black, white or craft. So I've got all this coloured paper. So what better way to use it than, that's 7¼ so this will be 8 something by 5¼ 7¼ So I use this in my little mixed media journals and that, so that 5¼ so that it doesn't, you know, doesn't really matter. 7¼ Okay, now I just got to measure. This is the only time I'm really measuring is when I do this, because I just want to so 7. So 3 and can't quite see. 3½ no 3 and 1 2 3/8 3 3/8 by 3 and 4 5/8 Yeah, of course, I'll do a swap or a happy meal with you, Natalie. Of course. So what I'm going to do here is just score on these. So I just want to score on this, which is 1/4 inch. It's easier to actually do it that way than to do it the other way. So 3 and what did you want to swap? 3 and 1 2 3/8 and 5/8. Really want to swap with someone with just such dirty fingers. I did that the wrong way, didn't I? No. I wonder why that wouldn't do it. So yes, I didn't need to swap that round. And I just need to trim off a fraction of there. And it goes. Which board do you like? Scoring board or the cutting board? That will be just, that will just fit. Sorry if I talk to myself a lot. Okay. 3 3/8, 5/8, 7. Scoring board, yeah. It's big. It's the Martha Stewart one, and it goes over to 12 and what's it? 12 and 1 2 3/8. So it's a nice size. I don't know whether I'm going to get 4 or 5 of these in there, so I'm going to shoot for 4. So 5 1/4, 5 1/4. Hi Vicky. It's a Martha Stewart scoring board, this one. I've had it for a long time now. I haven't cut it off yet, have I? You've got the small one. Yeah, small ones for card makers, really. But you know, I have a small and a large one because that's just the kind of gal I am. That's just the way I roll. Jeez. You can tell I'm tired. Because I can't even think today, can I? No. Nothing, nothing, nothing. 7 1/4. Jeez. Jeez Louise. 7 1/4. Tired bunny rabbit. Ooh, look at that. Can't even score straight now. Yes, you can. You can email it, that one, yes. Charity bought you a chopper. Is that the one you're using on the inches, Eileen? So what have I got now? 1, 2, 3. I might be able to get 5 in there if I do the smaller size. Yeah. It's the one you're cutting your inches with, yeah. It's quite a chopper, that one. $5 1/4. Yes, she is. All those inches. See me, I just make a small amount of inches at a time. Eileen does a whole sheet of inches at a time. No, I don't think so, Natalie, because we've got a Spotlight store here, unless it's Kaiser Craft stuff. I think Kaiser Craft, we can get a little bit of it here, but we don't have huge amounts of it. But nothing specific, because of course sometimes it's difficult to send things through the post anyway, isn't it? Both Australia and New Zealand. It's like you can't send, you know, you're not supposed to send glues or anything through the mails, are you, Eileen? Oh dear. Just ignore me. This isn't the best colour matching in the world, but I'm just using things that I don't use for anything else in crafting, so all good. I certainly will. You email me that address. We can have a little discussion. So you're following along with this? Good. I'm glad you're not. Glad we're here just chatting, because I'm just relaxing. Because I have to get a better position for my camera, don't I? I certainly do. It's yes. Yes, sirree, Bob. And it's certainly a little bit late in the day to go altering camera angles now. Don't you think? Anywho. Even though this is only a small album, it will actually hold a lot more than you think once I get it sorted. Three and a quarter. Obviously, I absolutely cannot count today. I cannot count for to save my life. Oops. Not at all. I am too doggone tired. There we go. Yeah, it is too far back. It's awful, isn't it? tell you what, I am going to get that. I'm having a bad stream today, guys. You have to excuse me. I wasn't with it this morning. I'm not with it now. Hold on. Hold your horses. Watch my mess. That's the base to my see that? That's the base to my lamp. See my cats? Oh dear. Let's push it in. Right. There you go. You might be able to see a little bit more now. What do you think? So just ignore the last 2 hours of this show. There you go. I'll put a warning. Fast forward to the end. Fast forward this video to the end for some satisfaction. Guaranteed. See what happens when you don't bother to measure too much. Can you see my cleaner there on the desk? No. Yeah, inches are fun. I could give you a sneak peek, but I'm not going to. Sneak peek, because I've just recorded another video before I came on. So let's have a look. What I ended up with after all of that. And start again. I am using, oh, there I am. I didn't even know where the camera was then. Oh, glitter glue, dries clear. And there's no glitter in the glue. It's a misnomer. It's a misnomer. Honestly, I really can make albums. Just got to look for the other albums. Take no notice of this one. 3 3/4, 3 1/2. There we go. Yeah, I'm pleased people are doing them with us too. It's very nice. I like seeing it in the group. This is good. Just gluing along. Oh dear. I might set this one to private after. It's like, oh man, I'm having a bad day today. For these really simple albums that aren't going to carry a lot of weight, all they're doing is carrying the index card, because this is an index card album. I don't have to bother with really significant hinges. I can just get away with a folded hinge there, glued down. Honestly, I'll show you the one I'm in the middle of making, a serious one. This is, you know, the one I'm making here is just for me. This is the one that I'm making that's a serious made album. Let's see. So this is what I'm making here. It's still using my papers that I've printed. So and my little stamp there, and it's got some nice little book corners there. And as you can see, it's a it's an unfinished album because this one holds index cards too, and I've made this for someone else. So and it's got these little inserts for them to put index cards on as well. So I seriously can do albums. It's just I'm having a bad day today. Having a bad album day today, but you know, I can make them, honestly. I'll pop that one in to keep it clean and everything else because that's going off to someone. Okay. No, I haven't tried the glue yet. I'm sort of like saving it. I'm saving it for gluing something heavy. Because I'll show you what the glue I use. Darn it. I've got inchy stuff all over the place. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. This is the glue that I use when I'm gluing heavy stuff on. This is the Crafts super glue. So, which I'm sure must be a little bit like the E6000. So I'm just gluing on this tiny little hinge that I make, and just button it up to the last one I did here. Trying to get my fat finger in to press it down. joy of using wet glue is that you can still kind of slide it around and move it in closer if you need to, just to get a really nice little join there. So try not to show any of the paper underneath, and then you know you've done it. But it's quite difficult when you've got little fat fingers. So, and if you get the glue on any other bits, it's good. It just rubs off, or it dries clear wherever it goes. So if you get it on other bits, it's usually okay. Yeah, I get my craft super glue from the warehouse in New Zealand. I don't know where they import it from. It's obviously probably Australia. Usually things come from Australia. Made the when I first started doing this bit here, I made the little gaps in that far too wide. So and I know I'm not going to put lots of things onto my index card, so I don't need a wide gap at the top. Doesn't need to be matching the width of the bottom gap anyway. Oh, right. Did they? Yeah, the warehouse is big over here. Do have a couple of Lynn Craft stores and a Spotlight stores. I haven't been in a Lynn Craft store yet. I only found out about them the other day. I'm not very good. But I have found a lovely, lovely little craft store just almost practically on my doorstep. And they're picture framers and craft store. So I think the husband is the picture framer and the wife runs the craft store in there. And she reckons she does lessons and things. So I've left my name there. So I'm hoping that at some point they'll come up with some you know, little classes I can go to, which will be fun because I'll get to hang out with other people too. All right, thanks Joan, thanks for coming in and joining us too. It's very nice to meet you. See you again soon, I hope. Oh yeah, really? Jeez, I need a new blade. It's rubbish, isn't it? Man. Ooh. You can't even see it, can you? I don't know. I don't know. I think I've spent most of this video out of shot. Well, looking back, it would be like this video was out of shot. Man. I think I'm having a sugar low or something. I know what it is. It's because I'm off carbs. I'm off my bread and that. That could be having a huge effect on me too, couldn't it? Yeah, that'll be my last one in. Geez, I'm even giggling to myself. I was making my videos earlier on today, and I was giggling away to myself then. It's like, oh, I keep had to go in and do, you know, videos before work and after work, and I think I'm just on the point of going crazy. It's like, oh, really? Seriously there? So that's what the spine looks like in there, look. Oh yeah, baby. Some of these need just a little bit of adjusting, of course, because I've got a couple of them that are just scored in the wrong place, but that'll work itself out as I go along through the book and add my index cards in. So that's my little index card album on the fly. On the fly. And you'll see me working through this, putting my index cards in as I go along. I've actually got a few to stick in already, and I'll be doing that a little bit later because I've got to decide whether I'm going to mat them or not. You know, because sometimes when you use a weird colour cardstock, you might need to mat them in a darker colour or something. So yeah, I'll be putting my index cards in there. As I say, I've got a few to go in already. So so there you go. Well, thank you. So I've got to adjust a couple of these little seams here because I had to alter it as I went along because I realised I'd actually done it wrong. I measured wrong first time. So there you go. That's my little index card album. And I'll be putting my index card in there. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm not sure whether this is my 4th, 5th, 6th album that I've made of index cards. And I don't just always keep the index cards in an album. Sometimes I put them onto birthday cards and things like that. So it just depends on how nice they are, really. So there we go. Album made after a struggle. And I'll probably do with what I've got with this one here, when it's full, So, you know, when it's full, it's quite, even though it's quite flat and will stay closed on its own, I will probably just pop a ribbon around it like I do this one. So I can now tie this one up and put it back to bed. Not that it helped me much, obviously, because I struggled through that. So I apologize. I'm super tired and obviously I can't think worth anything. I can't think for nothing. Oh dear. So there you go. So thank you for all 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of you who joined me today. Man. Sometimes. So front, back. Front, back. There we go. I might even put some little metal bits on it. What do you think? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. What do you think? Some little book corners on it. Like that. Be nice, wouldn't it? I might do that later, but not now. Anywho, thanks for watching me struggle through this one. Maybe I'll be awake for the next one, who knows. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining me, and don't forget, Natalie, to email me for the swap or whatever, and see you again soon. Bye.